Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blank Gates. So here I am again sharing my screen. We got 5 minutes, so let's go. Now, as you can see, I've made a couple changes to the format of this new thing that I'm testing. Now, I guess the idea is to what? Is to build, measure, and learn. So I've shown this methodology to, let's see, 1, 2, 3 people today. And 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 people today. And I've learned some things. So, for example, just now I was just talking to this manager. He has a job interview coming up, and he's a product manager. So, and he works for an IT company. And so when I showed him, like, all right, so are you managing individuals and coordinators? He's like, no, that's lower level. That's like, So, and I said, are you managing analysts, decision makers, and functional, cross-functional managers? He said, yeah. So, and it was interesting because as a product, well, maybe I can show you actually. All right, so very quickly he was able to, well, as you can see, so I told him, okay, so this kind of person, I said, are you at the decision-making level or the developmental level? He started to explain that basically he works with designers and software engineers, marketers. So as he was describing his situation, I could hear that he was talking about a team. So he wasn't talking about inventiveness. He wasn't talking about making decisions or impact. He wasn't talking about data and making decisions. But he was actually talking about people and how those people made up a team. So I said, all right, so we'll just, quickly, I could just open up this template. Now in the template, I have that's me. So on the template, I have a whole bunch of different examples. I actually have a couple of software development teams. So let's check out this software development team. All right, so Roman, we have to remove this personal data. All right, so this one is talking about moving to a global features team, moving to the US integration team, moving to the US operations team. So this was actually one, I remember that this was a company in Brazil, and their software development team was going to move, part of their team was moving to the global team, part of their team was moving to the US operations team. And so they were able to talk through, like, what are the outcomes, what are the reuses, how do people help each other. And this one is, well, you have a developer, a company, and a client. So, this guy was also from Kiev, I remember. Yeah, so anyways, so I quickly just copied this template. And then he was able to express how he works with designer, software engineer, lead analyst, and marketer, and he's the product manager. Now he's preparing himself for an interview. So I thought it would be nice to use this checklist because he would be able to discuss using his English, like what does a designer do? So they work with the UI, UX, they create prototype solutions, and he was able to talk through all the different elements of what each of these people do. Like what are the results that they're working towards? Now, with those results, the next question is like, how are the results going to be used? And it's very interesting because as the product manager, he talks about the why and the what, and then the designer and the engineer talk about the how, and then you have the analyst that's doing research, and then you have the marketer who's trying to sell the product. So very quickly, he could talk through a lot of these elements. Now, we also started walking through the innovation. So you can see the second line, it's about innovation. Now, from this level, once we finish, I'm going to see him again on Monday. So, we were talking about here, we were talking about how does your designer imitate or reuse. So he had some ideas. What about your software engineer? Another element was called synergies or integrate. So we talked about some integration. We tried to figure out what does it mean to integrate. So we're going to continue to fill out these boxes for these two thinking tools. And then if we go into like a specific decision or if we go into specific data, then we can move over to this side. But it was a really interesting day to start to use this new methodology and see how it works.